Shalom, this is Reb Yoseph Schreiber coming to you from the land of Israel. This week is Parshas Matos, and in it we have the story of the war against Midian. Now, Midian was joined Moab in the scheme to corrupt Israel by basically prostituting their women. And it resulted in a plague that claimed 24,000 people. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe that he's to go to war against Midian, basically for the reasons of vengeance. The war is successful. Midian is totally destroyed. All of the adult men are killed. The cities are destroyed. Their possessions are plundered, and their women are taken captive. Now, when their women are taken captive, and they're all brought to Moshe Rabbeinu to distribute the booty, Moshe becomes angry, provoked at the commanders of the army, the leadership, and he says, how could you let the women live? This is a war of vengeance. They're the ones who are actually the instigators themselves in this scheme that claimed so many of the children of Israel. And he then orders basically all adult and mature women killed. The issue is that it says that Moshe became provoked. He became angry. Now, anger is a very negative characteristic in Jewish ideas. The Rambam, in discussing character, says that one should keep away from anger a very great distance, and that in the event it's something that you really should get angry about and you want to frighten people, you should only act like you're angry. And you should just put on an act when in fact you're really not angry at all. Now, the Gemara discusses anger as well, and it asks, does HaKadosh Baruch Hu ever get angry? And the answer is that he does, and it brings the quote from Psalms that the Almighty is provoked every day. So you have an interplay there. It's an inconsistency, a difficulty. So what it also says is in Mishlei is that a Kasil, a son who's a Kasil, a fool, is angers his father. The idea of a Kasil is often translated as a fool, but the idea is that he really should have known better, and he's not merely stupid. It's a case where he's learned things, but the learning has no depth, and it doesn't have any practical application. As a result, he does things that are flagrantly bad and atrocious. This is the idea of, this is shedding light on the idea of anger, is that it occurs where the person does something horrible and he really should have known better. That's where anger comes in. One of the issues of anger from the side of evil is that it's often used as a tool of petty vanity, and in addition to that, it's overused and excessive. That if you're going to get angry, you have to use it properly. The problem is that the nature of anger very often is that it comes on very suddenly, and it comes from the subconscious mind. So as a result, when a person has a burst of anger, he doesn't really have much control over it. Now, there are some times when a person gets angry and you could assuage him, and if he's wrong, you can convince him otherwise, and you can calm his mind. If it really is something that's bad, it will often build up on him, and he'll have to have some sort of release for it, a legitimate display of anger to the people who are wrong. The question is, how do you control the sudden outbursts? That's the issue. And with that, you start dealing with Kabbalah, where the Kabbalists, they reckon anger as one of the human characteristics, often in ones that are not considered either evil or good, ones that are neutral. It says that the letter Ayin is crowned with Kas, and it's associated with the tribe of Benjamin and the Mazel, the constellation of Capricorn, the goat, Gedi. Something to think about, it's the line between the spheres of understanding, Bina and Tiferes. Tiferes is beauty, it's in the heart, which suggests that a depth of knowledge and development of discernment and of beauty are the things that will allow a person to purify the characteristic of anger. You also have it in the prophet Zechariah, okay, where he talks about how the Bnei Yisrael have angered God, have provoked God. And what he says is that when your fathers provoked me, said the Lord of hosts, I did not relent. So I turned about, okay, and he continues that he also has not relented from his desire to do good for Jerusalem and the house of Yehuda. And then he goes into practical things. He says, these are the things that a person should do. And this is a quote that's brought in Pirkei Avot. It says, Emet ish es rieho, says that a person should speak truthfully to his neighbor. And he says, Emet umishpat shalom shavtu b'sha'arekem. Truth and fairness that are aspects of peace. And a person, that truth and fairness should be serving the purposes of peace. Okay? And these you should judge within your gates. These should be your decision-making tools. Is this peaceful? Is it truthful? Is it fair? Continues. Says a person concerning his neighbor should not be thinking of bad things to do. In addition, he says, Shavuos shav al tavov. It says that a false oath you should not love. It's the idea of today's equivalent would be somebody who profusely promises and reassures someone about something, and they have every intention of violating it, and they're laughing about it at the time. It says all of these things, these are the things that I hate, says Hashem. So he's telling us basically the things that we should stay away from, that and he's also telling us the things that we do, and he's telling it to us in the context of what provoked HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So as a result, not only will we not be that easily provoked, or we will not be provoking others, but at the times that we are legitimately angry, it will be for the proper things, and we will behave in a way that's proper as well. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.